Hi, I'm going to make a new project. My daughter wants me to make her a bedroom set. Bed frame, dresser drawers, and a chest of drawers. So first I'm going to start off with the chest of drawers because that's going to be the easier thing for me to do. So I went Home Depot and got some birch wood I bought, had it cut in lengths width of 17 inches so I could fit it in the car. Then I'm going to cut the rest out myself. First thing I'm going to do is make a framing to put around the side so it'll later. So let's get started. Well, I've cut my pieces out. I have 17 inches on the width and 36 inches going across on the top and 34 on the bottom. I have a little bit more problem making this frame than I have for in the past is because they want a inch overhang on the side. So it's made maybe a little bit more difficult, but after trial and errors, I'm finally getting there. So I'm going to put some glue here, then nail the top in place. Then I'll start working on the shelves, putting in brackets for the shelves. The back, I'll wait until at the end. Then I'll have facing. This was a sample one I did where I made the facing. I'm gonna make it about half as wide as this, so just a thinner piece, and this will go on the sides, and I'll have facing going on the front too. So that's where we're at. It's just taking me a little bit longer, but I'm unretired, so I have all the time in the world. So until the next stage. Okay, now I'm going to put facing on the sides. I cut out strips of 1.5 strips to go on all around the sides here. And I'm just going to glue them down. And it'll work out just fine because I already did the other side. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, you can see that I put on the facing trim around the side, and one thing I also did was put a thin decorative strip going all the way around. Then I also put the facing on the front going around, and since that time I put a thin piece of plywood in the back, and I put in the drawer sliders in. It's going to be 5 drawers. And I also made the legs here. Used my router and made a shape because my daughter, I'm trying to save her money. When you buy those legs that you could screw on and stuff, it'll almost be like about $7 a leg, and that really adds up. So that's where we're at now. So I made those legs by taking 2 pieces of plywood, nailing them together, put a little support in the middle, and then use the router to make the shape that I did here. So I think it turned out okay. I was able to do it with the scrap wood. And that was the chest, and then I been working on the dresser, which she wants 9 drawers in here. So I had to make a little T there, right here, for the top drawers to fit, and then 6 drawers underneath that. So I did the same thing with the facing and the trim that I put on, the facing on the sides, the plywood on the back. So making the drawers is the next step. Now the drawers, I just used the same wood I used and glued them and nailed them together, the front and the bottom. Put on my brackets. Facing, I did the same thing as I did for the cabinets. I used the 1x1s and I just glued them on. This glue really holds good, so I didn't have to use nails or anything on that. So the drawers were very simple to make, and they fit in there pretty good. Let's check it out. So looks like they fit in pretty good, and they slide, and so just have to make 4 more, and then 9 for this one over here. Piece of cake, right? All right, finished the rest of the drawers, and got them inside here so they don't get messed up outside until I'm ready to start painting. And so I just got some fine tuning to do, and we're trying to pick out the knobs. I just took a piece of wood and just taping it on here right now to see if it gets approved by Naomi and Sherry before I start doing them for all of it. So just about finished. Well, I'm finally into the fun stage, and that is the painting. So I already painted this one with primer and enamel, and now I'm going to do this one. So I find that to make I want to have a smooth finish on the top, and I found that adding this flood fluoride is really helps things make them smooth. So I'm going to add that to the paint that I took in here and poured in here. Put a bunch in there. I'm going to shake this up, stir it up, and get it where it's going to go on more smoothly and not dry as fast, so you could work with it faster. Okay, another trick I found out, you know how when you're painting you get all the paint crust down here? I found that using this stuff, here, I'll put a little bit in the cap here and work it into the brush around this area will keep it from crusting like it does for anybody that paints, and it's harder to clean up. So this really makes it a lot easier. So I'm gonna do that, throw the excess in there. Yeah, I'll put just a little bit more of this in here. Stir it up good. Yeah, it's taken me a while to get all this done. I'm not very fast, and sometimes I just stop working for a while. So I still will have the drawers to paint. I already did the primers on them, and the last thing will be her picking out knobs for the drawer. So my daughter hasn't figured that out yet. So I'm gonna pour the paint here. And now, get it nice throughout, and we'll start doing it there. So let me switch over. Well, I'm all finished with the majority of the work. One more thing I have to do is put the knobs on, but she still hasn't picked it out, so I'm just going to bring these over to her house, and when she picks out her knobs, then I could come in. That's an easy thing, just to drill a hole and put them in. In fact, she could do that. So here's where we're at. I think they came out pretty good. They're looking good. Let's take a closer look at them. Okay, here's the first one I did with the 5 drawers, with its paint job, the special legs I made, and then the chest, and also finished the paint job. This one has the 9 drawers, also the special legs I made. I'm kind of proud of those things. See the trim that I had going around. So I think it's came out pretty good. I'm happy with the results. So I'll get these over to her. She lives down in San Diego, so I gotta truck them down there. And then I'll start on the bed frame, and she wants drawers on that too. So that's going to be the next project after I get these down to her.